hierarchy of the Rock cinematic universe is about to change forever. Let's talk about the Smashing Machine. Hey guys, AGYT Abbott here, and welcome finally to my review of the Smashing Machine. Took me a minute to actually be able to go see this one. I've just been busy with other releases, trying to catch up on some other films that I hadn't seen yet, and it's also spooky season, so I'm trying to just watch some horror movies, just kind of relax a bit, because this is my favorite time of the year. But I really wanted to review the Smashing Machine, and even though it's like 2 weeks after, I still want to review it. So you guys are getting a review for it. If you guys haven't seen the Smashing Machine, this review will contain some spoilers as to what happens in the film in Mark Kerr's life. This movie stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who has had a career that isn't exactly the most broad. He's kind of always played The Rock. He's played the charismatic, cool guy that, comes to save the day, always up for an adventure, always kicking ass. And in this movie, he plays UFC legend Mark Kerr. And I gotta say, guys, The Rock needs to be nominated for a fucking Oscar. And that's not an exaggeration. I know people are saying, oh, this movie's gonna be so overhyped, this performance, the praise for it, it's all gonna be so overhyped. I'm here to tell you guys, it's not an exaggeration. This is asking a lot out of this guy, because he can't be The Rock. He can't lean on that cool guy charisma. He can't be the witty, just the big energy guy that he always is in these other movies like Jumanji, Rampage, Journey to the Center of the Earth or whatever the hell. Tons of movies where he is just playing the same fucking guy with the same personality. Here, he has to be Mark Kerr. He has to have the mannerisms of Mark Kerr. He has to interact with people differently. He has to talk differently. He looks differently. The prosthetic work is amazing in this movie. Definitely going to get some makeup and hairstyling Oscar nomination. Love for that. He has to just carry himself in a way that he's not familiar with. So I think this was a big challenge for him, and I appreciate him for taking on that challenge. Benny Safdie is our director here. He gave us Uncut Gems and Good Time. Great director. Comes back to do this movie. I really did enjoy the use of VHS footage, as well as some 15mm footage, as well as some IMAX footage. It's a mesh of all those three types of film quality, where it kind of gives the movie a different aesthetic at times, which I really did enjoy. It's a very unique looking film. There's not a lot of movies I've seen this year that look the way this one does, and I really appreciated that. Emily Blunt plays Mark's love interest, his girlfriend, Dawn, who, honestly, I just really love Emily Blunt, so I was like, she's gonna do fucking amazing. And you know what? She did fucking amazing. She is really great in this movie. There are many moments where they have arguments. There's, a bit of a toxic relationship going on here between her and Mark. And the movie, kind of dumps you in the middle of that during certain scenes. That's where I'm going to kind of get into what makes this movie, what holds it back from being truly great. I still really think this is a good movie. It's very high on my ranking right now. I think it's in like the 30s right now, because like the top like 25 are like so like just like movies that I'm like, I really love this movie. And this movie almost gets to that level where I'm like, I am really loving this, but I only really liked it because the movie is kind of missing a through line. There's no real plot that carries the entire movie, through. With these sports dramas, you always have that. You have Creed, you have Rocky, you have, this goal that we're trying to reach, but then there's all these hurdles in between, and we have to get the setups for the payoffs. It's like going up a roller coaster. You're going into the match, oh, he wins, and he's at the height of his career, and then, ooh, takes a dive, gets a loss, but then he has to rise to the occasion again for the final battle. And in this movie, you don't really have that, because they're dropping you in the middle of these like snapshots of Mark Kerr's life, where he's dealing with opioid addiction, he's dealing with the toxic relationship with Dawn, he's dealing with this friendship that is kind of turning into a rivalry, but it's still friendly, between him and Mark Coleman, who is this guy that he's going to have to go up against potentially for the championship to win a lot of money. So there is that weighing on him. There's a lot weighing on Mark. You understand his struggle, his pain, his desire to want to be the best, and you know he says like winning is the best feeling in the world, and he doesn't do a lot of winning in this movie. He takes a lot of hits in this film, both in the ring and outside of the ring, emotionally, through these arguments with Dawn and also struggling with addiction. And I found it to be a really compelling story. They don't cram it into the generic, sports biopic, sports movie underdog story. It's not structured that way at all. It really just is these snapshots of this guy's life that we're being dropped into, where he is struggling with something, and then the next scene he is back to training. The next scene he has an argument with his girlfriend, and then she leaves. Then we get a little bit more training, and then all of a sudden he wins and then she's back in his life. It's kind of like we're missing a piece of the story here that I feel like could have elevated this to something higher. But it's still a really well-made movie. It's a well-acted movie, and for a sports drama, a genre that I don't get into a ton because I'm just not a sporty guy, when it comes to, boxing or fighting movies like this, like Creed or the Rocky franchise, I can really get into it. So I really got into this story. So I'm giving the Smashing Machine a 7 out of 10. It has the pieces in place. The parts are better than the whole here. It just doesn't fully come together to form a movie that I think really is able to drive home on a plot level, on a performance level, on an emotion level. It is really well done. But as far as trying to carry a consistent story throughout that you're like getting into, and at the same time you're understanding the journey that we're going on to, I got into it. You have that part. You have my investment, but you're not taking us anywhere. You're not taking us on a journey. You're just kind of throwing these moments at us, and then in the end, you have this conclusion that it is good. With Mark, even though he loses, Coleman ends up winning, and then through him kind of being done over with, like I'm not gonna win every match. He's kind of resolved with himself, and he gets back together with Dawn, and it is a nice conclusion, and you actually get to see the real life Mark Kerr, which is cool to see. Like I said, the parts are better than the whole, and the parts are still really, really great. So, that's going to be it for my review. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of the Smashing Machine down in the comments below. What did you think of The Rock's performance? All of that, tell me down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Take care, and goodbye.